Welcome to the Socially Unfiltered podcast,
where we'll be taking you along for our deep dives and doom scrolls through social media, entrepreneurship, and pop culture.
We're your hosts, Lex and Veronica, and together we're looking at everything through an unfiltered lens on the things that shape our everyday lives and society.
So grab a drink and get ready to explore the uncharted territories of online trends, share candid conversations, and uncover the stories behind the headlines.
This is the Socially Unfiltered podcast.
Hi, everybody.
Time to get a little
Conspiracist.
Yeah.
What's the proper term for it?
Time to channel a little. Put your conspiracy hats on, okay? And if you don't believe in any, then
skip this episode. I think it's good to word it as they're just things that leave room to the imagination. They leave
room for questioning, question everything, don't believe everything.
Strange coincidences, but specifically pop culture stuff.
I will never not entertain a conspiracy, okay?
That's
one thing I will do is I will plug in.
Yeah, I will rabbit hole about where some of these people are.
I will believe it. Yeah, so take what we say, and again, this is all allegedly. We don't have the actual proof for any of these things, so don't be coming for us. This is just like a fun topic for us to cover because we like to question things and wonder if any of these could possibly be true or not. So yeah, let us know your thoughts, but also don't. It's not that serious. So
nothing is that serious. They're just things that make us question. We're just wondering why certain things fit together so perfectly if they're not supposed to, and yeah. So
all right, yeah,
let's dive in.
Yeah, the first one being is that Avril Lavigne is actually dead, and she was replaced with her lookalike clone, whatever,
a little doppelganger moment.
Yes, yeah. Which I feel like I believed for a long time. But I also think it's very hard when someone is so young and then it happens when they're young and they don't finish like growing up and like the things that celebrities do with like cosmetically and just like becoming an adult. I think it's so hard because obviously people compare her as like a teenager to her now, and it's like a completely different person. But then so is like a Kylie Jenner, you know? So that's the hard part for me is like
Britney Spears, everybody.
Yes, everybody looks different. So I'm like, is it that they were replaced, or is it that they just got a lot of cosmetic things done? But then the voice too, like, I don't know. There's just so much.
Well, I think what was weird about it was like she was kind of like really hot for a minute, and then like I don't think she completely fell off. Like she definitely did not make music the way that she did in the beginning. So I think it was people were like, where did she go? And then she kind of popped back up with a completely different vibe. I mean, I don't know if she was ever like completely gone. Like I don't know if she was like not posting on socials or anything, but she definitely like early 2000s she was like popping, and then all of a sudden wasn't. So it was very strange.
Yeah, what I saw from it is like, so this happened in like 2003. Her grandfather passed away and she was like really, really, really distraught. But this was at like the peak of her career. So people think that she took her life allegedly, and that allegedly her record label replaced her with her body double, who goes by the name of Melissa, which they've done before, and like people know about her. So because she was so popular, they wanted to keep making money and like hide the fact that she was no longer here. So they just replaced her because when she came back, she looked completely different. So,
and it's giving Britney Spears.
Yeah.
Like it's giving that they weren't ready for the fame to end. So they were like, how do we keep this going?
Yes.
But she talks about it now. So was the first, I don't know if this was the first time, but she was on Call Her Daddy and Alex Cooper asked about it.
Yeah, I haven't seen her say it anywhere else.
Me either.
So
I was like, thank God she like
interview.
Yeah, took one for the team and asked that question. I'm like,
I know.
What if that like, I don't know. Those are some questions you don't ask. And she just asked, no problem. But
her response, I'm like, oh, you almost made it like even more suspicious with like the way she responded. She goes, obviously not. Like she just I
Mhm.
don't know, like, people are now thinking it even more with the way she responded because
Right.
it was so sketchy. So I'm like, I don't know.
I know. Yeah, we'll post the clip of
Yeah.
her response because it was very strange.
Mhm.
It was a weird response to not be like, "Oh my god,
Mhm.
no, like, that's so dumb, that's so crazy, like, it popped up because of this." Like, she just was like, "No, why would we do that?" I'm like,
Yeah.
"You could answer a little more, like, it's the
I would just
craziest thing
stir
you've
the
ever
pot.
heard."
I know. I would, like, stir the pot and be like,
Right,
"Maybe." Because I think when they do that, then it's like, okay, obviously it's a joke and they're, like, playing into it, but when they're like,
right.
"No, of course not." You're like, "I don't believe you."
Yeah, no, I know, that's the thing. She could have been like, "Yeah, it's true, I'm
I
not
know,
Avril
I need
Lavigne,
a
I'm
mixed
Melissa."
signal. We need mixed signals, please, to believe you.
That's funny. But wait,
Yeah,
so
I
the
don't
Melissa
know.
girl has a TikTok now?
Yes.
Yeah, I've
Let
never
me
seen that.
what is her name? She popped up, like, one time for me where I was like, "Oh, you look very different now," so I know it's not her, but it could be whoever else. Yeah, like, literally, this is her.
Yeah, I'm on hers literally right now.
And she stitches Avril. Like, every comment on my Instagram, "Are you really Melissa or Avril?" Yeah, like, she looks very different now. Like,
Mhm.
Melissa doesn't even look like Melissa. Like, this Melissa what if they replace this Melissa?
They just keep going.
What if yeah, what if everyone just has, like, just being cloned? Like,
They're
what
like,
if
"How long can
Melissa's
we keep this
real?
plot going?"
And it looks like she's wearing a wig, which is so crazy because she doesn't look like what she used to look like either. Like, this
No.
Melissa girl does not look like that. Yeah, so that's
Who
just
knows?
a fun theory to dive into. Well, not fun if it's true, but
Right. I don't defend Kanye in any way, shape, or form. Like, he's obviously a horrible person now for the things that he says and does. But, like, he even said, he's like, if I ever go missing and come back, like, it's not me. I've been replaced. And
yeah,
Britney Spears, I mean, that's been a thing for literally ever. And she
yeah,
looks completely different. So it's like, have they replaced her? Like, the whole thing is
mhm,
it's just a weird recurring theme in
yeah,
a lot of celebrity situations,
yeah.
allegedly. This is
Hollywood
for
is
entertainment purposes
scary.
only.
Yeah, Hollywood's a scary place, and I would never wanna be a part of it. It's,
No,
like,
it definitely
very
scares me out there.
yeah, it's very
Even,
terrifying.
did you ever hear somebody talking about going to a Bella Thorne party and they're like, you had to, like, sign the NDA and, like, there's a bunch of, like, weird, sketchy stuff happening? Like, I don't know.
Not
I think it's
surprised.
just way more common than people think, like, all of this
Mhm.
weird, sketchy stuff.
Yeah, we'll get
I'm
into
like, I'm
more of
scared to
that
say
too.
too I'm like, "Are we gonna be the next target?" It's like, maybe we shouldn't post this episode.
Hollywood is great. We love clones.
I
Nobody has been
love
replaced.
Hollywood is a great place.
It's
Nobody
amazing.
come for us. This is alleged for entertainment purposes only.
Can't say that enough.
A little bit different along the lines of, was something faked or produced in
Mhm.
Hollywood in order to give us the idea that it actually happened? I feel like I didn't really believe this for a long time, and now the more I think about it, I'm like, I really think it could be.
Yeah.
So, was the moon landing filmed in Hollywood? I hope there's
Yeah.
nobody listening to this, like, you guys are literally so dumb.
Oh, I'm
But
sure there will be. They're gonna be like, "You guys are fucking idiots." But, like,
yeah, for
just
sure.
let's just entertain it for a second,
Let's
okay?
just
Like,
entertain it for a second, because tell me how.
it's the year of 1969.
And we're
That's when my
going,
mom was born.
that was when my dad was born.
They went to the moon apparently when she was 4 months old, so
Hmm. Well, did they?
did they?
Are you sure? So
Or
they filmed it
not?
when she was 4 months old.
Yeah,
I'm
the
just
yeah.
kidding. The production started.
Production?
Um,
Anyone?
I
Anyone?
think there's just weird things about it. Like, how can, like, we not have cell phone service everywhere in the world, but we did that in 1969?
And filmed it
How
live.
Ethan's laughing at me from the other room because he thinks
Okay,
I'm crazy.
also, listen, there were no stars showing. Where the fuck are the stars? If we can see them here, where are the stars? Also, there's no gravity on the moon, but the American flag was
Was
flapping around.
Yeah.
There
Riddle
is
me that.
gravity on the moon. It's just
Don't fact
not as
check
intense.
us.
What wait, we need a third opinion.
Yeah, what
It was 100% real, and we went. If you wanted
Anyway,
to,
off the pod.
anyway.
Cut 'em off.
I'll just leave. My fault.
Anyone that doesn't agree with us,
Love you.
immediately go away.
Sorry. Let me say it clear and clear. Lex and V are always right. I don't know what I'm saying. Bye.
Thank you.
Good answer.
That's a great response. What
He's
we
more
wanted.
scientific than we are, so he probably really thinks that happened. For me, I can't help but look at that green screen. I can't help but think
Wasn't
that
there a
room was
glitch or am I making that up? Wasn't there
it
like a
was
green screen like glitch when they were
I don't know for sure if it was with the actual like moon filming, but there have been a lot of things that are being shown now showing how they would have done it with a green screen.
Mhm.
And a lot of it would have been like in a pool so that like when they're jumping, like they're underwater and like it makes it look slow like that. Like I don't know if for sure there was a glitch like on the actual video of it, but I know that there have been a lot of people that show
Yeah.
since then how it could have been faked with a green screen.
Mhm. Yeah, I mean, it's very easy to recreate. When's the last time we went? Well,
Well, that's the thing, we've
allegedly
never
when
been back.
have we? Hold on. I thought they did go back.
I think other countries have. Have we gone back to the moon? Oh, I guess we have. Okay, but I don't think we've sent people. Yeah, the last time humans visited the moon was in December of 1972. Since then, we've only sent like machines and like
Okay, why?
that's the other
You have
thing too,
way
like
better technology now, like, why
exactly. That's my thing is like I know it sounds first world, but I'm like we don't get cell phone service everywhere. But like literally how
nearly 118,000,000 for the mission. Okay, so think about it. Where is that going if it didn't happen?
it went to the production, they had to pay the actors and
Production.
design the set.
Somebody somebody Does this fucking play about us?
I think it's something to think about because it's weird that we haven't been back since then when we have way better technology, we have
Main
way
reason
more.
for this is money. Okay.
Okay,
We
I
can be
get
in
that, but
trillions of dollars of debt and continue to keep putting ourselves in debt, but things like this
exactly.
that you would think they wanna research, I don't know, maybe that's tone deaf of me, but
Well, no, that's how I feel too because I also feel like it sounds like very privileged to be like, "Oh my god, like it's only that much money." Because like look at what we spend it. But the other thing too, okay, so this is just from like quick
Wait,
Google. So
didn't they say there were, like, 2 astronauts that got, like, stuck or something because of a who were those 2 astronauts that are stuck up there for
oh,
7
like
months,
right
like, quiet?
now,
Yeah.
yeah, they're stuck up there until 2025. It's like a guy and a girl.
Wait, yeah. SpaceX docks an ISS to collect stranded astronauts. A SpaceX capsule sent to bring back 2 astronauts stranded on the International Space Station has docked. The Dragon capsule, which has 2 empty seats for Butch Wilmore and Suni Williams, docked at 17:30 Eastern Time. So then it's stuff like this, like, what are we, like,
Mhm.
I know they're not on the moon, they're in space. So, like, do we
Right.
think they really go to space? Do we think
I've never been to space.
they'll be brought back early next year? Will continue their work. Oh my god.
Isn't that crazy? Like, could you like that's actually my have you ever seen the movie Interstellar?
I think so. Yeah.
I I don't remember everything about it, but I remember being like very scared of it. Like space really
Yeah.
scares me. Like when I think too hard about like the
Oh my
fact
god,
that
literally. I would throw up so hard if I
yeah,
was in
yeah.
space.
Oh my god, Timothy Chalamet was in Interstellar. Did you
Really?
know that?
No?
I had no idea. I
Timothy
also didn't
Chalamet.
Timothy Shamalama Ding Dong. I didn't know who he was until like 2 months ago, so
No way. Wait, yes, you did.
no,
Oh, wait.
I like when
Wait,
he
no, that
started.
was, sorry, that was Tom Holland, never mind.
Oh, yeah, no, I definitely knew who he was.
No,
No,
you know
Timothy
Timothy
Chalamet,
Chalamet, Yeet Skirt, Yeet Yeet Skirt, that's him. You know the
but
video.
I don't know him from anything. Like, I've never been like,
Oh,
"Oh
like,
my
what
god,
he's
I've seen
in.
him," and like, I'm looking and he was in, like, Wonka, he was in
Oh, yeah, that
Little
was too.
Women, he was in, like,
I
all of
know.
like, I just have never really seen anything that he's been in, I guess.
Call Me by
Out of
Your
a
Name.
lineup, I could pick him up just because I know what he looks like now, but, like, I could
Yeah.
never. Oh my god, he was in the movie Don't Look Up? That's so weird. Wait, who was he in this movie?
Oh, yeah,
That
he was. He was like a kid.
he was a
He was
child.
just he was just a person. I don't know.
Did you watch that movie? I thought it was so
Yes.
good.
Yeah, I did. It was good.
I mean, it got 55%
Don't
on Rotten
yeah, don't
Tomatoes,
look up
but
because you won't see us going to space.
space scares me more than the ocean, I think.
Yeah,
Like,
they're on the same playing fields, but I agree. I think
I would rather go be in
yeah,
a boat in the ocean than a rocket ship in space,
agree.
you
Seems
know?
like the safer bet.
Tough life choices that we're
Then
having to
again, I
make out
kinda
here.
want the aliens to take me away, like,
Oh, I
get
know, I
me out
keep
of
getting
here.
TikToks that are like, "Hey, can you hurry up?"
Yeah, like,
Like,
"I'm
"We're
waiting."
waiting."
Mhm.
These
Y'all pay
people are
taxes over
waiting.
there?
Yeah, yeah.
Amazon Prime? Anyone?
Does Bezos deliver to space? Uh,
Yeah, I don't know. So there's just a few things that are a little sketchy to me.
like, I want somebody to literally be on FaceTime from the moment that they, like, get in the rocket ship to the moment that they go all the way to space, and I want them to show me, like, via FaceTime.
Yeah, but, like, they could fake that too. There's so much AI and, like
I want it to be somebody of my choosing.
yeah.
I want it to be you.
I will not be trucking my ass up there.
Just kidding. We could go
Hell
I'd go
no.
together. I would go if you went.
Yeah, they need to honestly, though, like, think about it. Like, the amount of money that say allegedly that they're filming this, right? Think about how much money those people got to, like how do they decide who gets to put the friggin' flag on there and who gets to say
Right.
they went to the moon? Like, I don't
Mhm.
know.
Yeah, I mean, who knows? Like, I don't, like, live every day being like, "The moon landing was fake," like, "We never went to the moon," but, like, when you sit down and, like, think about it, like, I'm sure we have the technology to do something like that, and maybe we did, but, like, I just think it's so weird that we never I get money, I get that, but don't you think, like, we spend a lot of other money on a lot of other really ridiculous things, like, I don't know, Elon Musk is funding his own projects to go to space. So
Yeah.
it's like, if this billionaire can do it, like, why has Elon Musk not been like, I'm sending someone to the moon? Like,
Mhm.
it's just weird to me that seems to be a lot of opportunity for that to
Mhm.
not be 100% real.
Yeah, believe
Very
that.
strange. So
Very
let us know if
strange,
you
but
think we
again,
went to the moon.
allegedly, if you're like a diehard fucking they went to the moon, like, whatever. It's not that serious. Um,
No.
and I really could care less if we did or not, to
No,
be
exactly.
honest. What does that do for literally anyone? Like, I don't I guess, yeah, like, why pay all that money? What does it do for anyone to, like, go there?
Just
I
to
guess
go.
for
Yeah.
scientists to, like, figure out what's up there in life, and
Mhm.
I don't know, I can barely make it out here on Earth, like,
No,
I don't
literally.
think it affects us
I cannot be going
at
anywhere
all.
else. No.
No.
No, and I mean, like, it clearly they have, like, technology to be researching these planets and moons and stuff, like, from farther away, so I get there's maybe not, like, a huge need to go, but it does just seem weird, like, 65 years ago was the last time or 55 years was the last
Yeah.
wait, what is it?
Yeah, 55.
Like, that's the last time that we willingly went. It just seems like there have been other opportunities and
Mhm.
we haven't gone.
Flip the page onto someone we know and love.
Mhm.
Matthew Perry's death.
Mhm.
So sketchy.
Mhm.
And I have seen so many people talking about this, and then when his memoir came out, I feel like that, like, was like,
Mhm.
"Whoa, this is" he
Yes.
was trying to signal people
Mhm.
about this, like, he knew he was gonna die,
Mhm.
allegedly.
Well, what's weird is the text messages have been confirmed since then that
Mhm,
his doctors were like, "This guy's so stupid, like, let's just keep feeding him all of these pills." But I think
mhm.
there were a lot of weird things before that.
He didn't post for months, and then all of
Yeah.
a sudden, he posted constantly in the last week prior to his
Mhm.
death, and on the day of like, the day he died, and it was a picture of him in the hot tub, and that's how he died. And,
Mhm.
like, it was all about Batman. When you go
Mhm.
months without posting and then you just post all about Batman the last week of you being alive, and then,
Right.
like, the report, one saying cardiac arrest, the other says drowning, like, it's just so sketchy.
I'm pulling up his Instagram. Yeah, like the day before that, he posts just a video of the moon and it says, "Do you understand what I'm trying to tell you?" He posts a picture of a pumpkin carved with the Batman symbol and it says, "Do you know what I mean?" He posts a video. It looks like these are like cherry tomatoes or something, and there's literally just 3 of them, and it says, "This is all I've had to eat today. I'm Matt Man." Before that, there's a picture that says, "Batman plays pickleball." Before that, there's the Batman symbol, like, in some sort of lights. I can't really see what it exactly it is. And this is all within the week that he died. Like,
Yeah.
we're literally just in the week that he died. He posts a video of him watching a Batman movie.
And one thing about the Cherries is there's a band called the Cherries, and I guess the lead singer also died drowning.
Mm.
So that's what people were like, "That's crazy." I don't know, that's maybe reading into it too much or what, but
But, okay, so there's a lot of other people that, like, I kinda just like, we narrowed it down to Matthew Perry, but I think there's a lot that has to do with, like, celebrity deaths as a whole. We have another person on this list that kind of ties into this a little bit more, but, like, there have just, especially with, like, everything with the Diddy stuff coming out, like, it's hard to look at the list of people and be like, "Wow," like, every one of them was either connected to these people who, again, allegedly, this is all for entertainment purposes. Like, it seems possible that these people are strong enough, powerful enough, rich enough, have the connections to make something like this happen to the people that they don't want spreading the word of things that are actually happening. So, like,
yeah.
where I'm trying to go with that is Brittany Murphy was hanging out with Diddy a lot before she died, and all of a sudden she dies and it's of pneumonia. There have been
Mhm.
a couple of other people that were hanging around Diddy and they died and it's because of pneumonia. And it's like,
Yeah, Diddy's wife being one of them.
yes, like, it's weird. And it's like, so kind of, I'll just like kind of tie this into like Aaron Carter and Kanye West because this is also weird. So before Aaron Carter died, he was tweeting Kanye saying like, "Hey man, like, you're not in a good headspace. Like, I'd love if we could sit down and talk." And I think people like took that a little differently because like one of his tweets was like, "Let's talk man to man." And it kind of sounded like Aaron Carter was like trying to like fight him. I think that Aaron Carter was like, "Oh, I can see Kanye's kind of like, losing his mind right now. I've been there. Let me just be like, hey, let's sit down and like talk man to man." Cause he was like, from what I read, disgusted with things that Kanye was saying. And then all of a sudden, Aaron Carter pops up dead.
Mhm.
And it's like, I feel like when people get too close, things start to happen to them. And like, Aaron Carter's was drowning in a bathtub. Like,
And it's
you're,
always fucking drowning or
yeah, or pneumonia.
and pills, like, it's always that, and in the sketchiest way, and it's I just saw something else too, and again, we'll just fucking say allegedly, but, like, about the Diddy stuff, like, J. Cole's song, She Knows,
Mhm.
it literally had rest in peace to Aaliyah, Michael Jackson, and all of those people died on the 25th
Mhm.
of a certain month, like, whatever month they died, it was, on the 25th, and then Jay-Z, Beyoncé, and Diddy are all born on the 4th, so people are, like, dissecting that, and then how everybody always thanks Beyoncé during their fucking
Yes, that's
speeches.
what I was just gonna say.
Like,
So have you seen all the stuff
whoever
where it's
gets
like,
bigger than her, like,
yes,
they're
like
not
Kanye
allowed to
was
get bigger than
saving
her?
Taylor Swift?
Yes.
I, like,
Yes.
low key kind of believe it. Like,
I
it's
believe
it's
that too. I
weird.
genuinely believe that. Jay-Z and Beyoncé have always been
The power
so
couple.
y and but just, like, so fucking sketchy to me, and, like,
Yes.
who made her queen bee? Why is
Yeah,
she the best? Like, I think there's a lot of people better than her, sorry, but, like,
same. I
they
feel
all
so
thank
bad
her
when I
in their
say it.
speeches, and, like, if they don't, like, they all look scared too when they're thanking her in their speeches. Adele looked terrified, and,
Mhm.
like, and then when it pans to Beyoncé, like, she just, like her
She's
eyes
like
look like there's no soul in there, like, it's
she's
really
like,
fucking scary.
yes,
It's
like
so
she's
scary.
waiting for it. Like,
And
she
then
knows that
Jaguar
they're
Wright, like, how she always, like, has these videos about exposing, like, all of Hollywood, basically, like,
Oh,
she was
yes.
talking all about Jay-Z and Beyoncé and how they literally run
Mhm.
fucking everything. It's crazy.
2 different things about the whole Diddy situation. The baby oil. So, one, I have seen conspiracies floating around that it's not baby oil and that it's laced with something, and it's laced with some sort of drug that makes like a date rape drug basically. And that's why he had so much of it, and that's why the police took it as evidence because again, I don't know any of this for sure, but I just saw that they wouldn't normally take that if there wasn't like a reason to think it was being used for something sketchy. Like, obviously, it's a crazy quantity to have, but I keep
Mhm.
seeing stuff saying, like, it's laced with something that makes these people at these parties like using it, like, pass out or like whatever. But something else that I think is crazy, and I just fact checked this before I said anything. So, literally on the poisoncontrol.org website, a less common but more serious effect of ingesting baby oil is aspiration pneumonia, which occurs if baby oil is breathed into the lungs when it's swallowed. So, if you ingest too much baby oil, you can develop aspiration pneumonia, which
That's
is not the
pills.
same as like when you get like sick pneumonia. It's literally just what it means when stuff gets in your lungs that's not supposed to be there. But like, isn't that weird? Like,
Ugh,
isn't that
chills.
yeah, like, it's
I don't like
weird.
that.
Yeah, and Brittany Murphy died of pneumonia, and Kim Porter, like,
Mhm.
it's just weird. It's just strange and it's weird. And again, a lot of this comes from TikTok, Reddit, where this stuff can't be, fact checked. Unfortunately, I don't think we ever will. But the whole pneumonia thing, I think, is weird because it's
Yeah.
literally on like the poison control website. It's on baby oil bottles. Like it literally says if you ingest too much of this, like you could die. And I
Mhm.
think that that's crazy. Like, I think that's just a weird coincidence that so many of these people have passed away from pneumonia or something being in their lungs that I just think it's a weird coincidence.
Mhm.
Just
That's why they
weird.
can't speak up. Like, notice
Mhm,
how many celebrities are saying something. Literally none,
mhm.
because they're all a
Involved.
part of it, and they can't
Mhm,
sue because it's not defamation. Like,
mhm. Oh, yeah, no.
it's so scary to me. All your
Mhm.
favorite people are a part of it. Hello, Nugsy.
He's tired of talking about conspiracies. He hears this all day from me.
Yeah, there's, like, so much. I feel like we need to do a whole, like, Diddy
Mhm.
deep dive because, like, the stuff with Justin Bieber, like, there's so
Oh,
much.
yeah, all of it.
Like,
Mhm.
I have so much to say about that, but I'm just, like, also scared for Justin. I've always been, like,
Mhm.
nervous for him, and there's a reason why he stopped the tour, he stopped making music, he sold his records. Like, there's just so
Mhm.
many things with him and, like, Diddy that it's freaking wild.
Yeah. Yep. And like now, I mean, everybody like is making, the videos and they're like, oh, like look at what Diddy said in this interview, like however long ago, or like look what he said here. I'm like, yeah, I do think that like these people get to a point where they just feel like they're so powerful that they can
Yeah,
do and say whatever they want. I think he wasn't like hiding stuff he was doing, but like I think he did know, like, I can say this in this
he's proud of
interview.
it.
Yeah. And nobody will question it. Or like I could
Mhm.
get out of anything. Like I just think
Yeah.
yeah, it's insane.
The way that we have no idea what, like, happens
I
behind the
know.
scenes, and, like, when stuff does come out, you're like, "How did they get away with this for so long?"
Mhm.
And it happens, and it's
Yeah.
like all these connections, and, like, you pay people enough money and you make them sign an NDA, and
Mhm.
you can get them to do anything.
Yeah.
It's fucked.
Yep. It's actually insane. So, don't I want it to be known that there is a little tiny part of me that usually is like, "This is
Yeah, this
insane.
is a
Like, this
little
is too crazy to be a thing."
yeah,
But then there just are too many coincidences that I can't help but think about it. So,
yeah, me too.
just let it be known that I'm not out here wearing my tinfoil hat 24 hours a day being like, Diddy is killing people with baby oil causing pneumonia, like, but who knows? Like, who knows? It's weird.
But,
The
like,
whole thing is
chances
weird.
are he is.
No,
So
right, that's what
so
I mean.
fuck. So,
The
yeah.
1% of doubt goes away really quick, but just know it's
Yeah,
there. I feel like I have to
it's
say that
there.
to make us not sound
Just a
crazy.
little inkling, but it goes away real quick.
The pros and cons list of believing these
You know
things.
who has the biggest inklings though is the frickin' Simpsons.
Yes. Wow, great. Yes, let's
Thanks,
move
thanks.
into
Good
The
transition.
Simpsons. Love
All about
that
the
because
transitions
they
here.
do.
Yeah, they
Mhm.
predict fucking everything. So,
Mhm.
even, like, Diddy's white parties, like, with Beyoncé at
Yes.
them and all, like, they have predicted everything. But my point is, do we think they predict it, or do we think it was already planned and everything is planned from presidential elections to who gets
Mhm.
famous to who dies? Like, is it all a part of the elites making this plan, or Hollywood, or whoever runs the fucking world, Illuminati, I don't know, the devil, whatever.
Mhm.
Do we think it's just planned, or do we think it actually is just them being able to tell the future and they have a psychic on their hands? Like,
No, literally.
I don't know. My mind just goes back and forth on this.
Because it's, like, weird little things. So, like, I just looked up, like, a quick, like, craziest predictions The Simpsons have ever
There's
done.
so many.
There's literally
They
so
predicted
many.
Donald Trump being president. They predicted,
Yes.
like, Dubai flooding, but it was,
Yep,
like,
they
years
predicted
later.
Biden Harris. Like,
Mhm.
there's little things that, like, in
Did they predict
1995.
2025 presidential election yet? I
I
wonder.
don't think so. Not that I don't well, I do
I don't
like
watch
The
it either,
Simpsons.
but I don't know
Yeah,
if
but I haven't watched it in a
I
long
watch it.
time. But, like, weird things, like, in 1995, there's an episode where the guys are wearing smartwatches, like, little things like that. So it's like, did Apple see that and they're like, "Oh my god, let's make that." Like, this random person just came up with this, like, "Oh, wouldn't it be so crazy if they had, like, a watch that could talk?" And, like,
Mhm.
so, like, that's something weird and random. Like, it's not always, like, crazy, like,
Yeah.
conspiracy theories. It's, like, real things that are
Yeah,
happening.
that they have had episodes about. Yeah.
Yes.
Right. Like, is it all just a part of a bigger plan and they just, like, hint at it and people are like, "Oh, they're predicting." And it's like, "No, this was all gonna happen anyway." I don't know. I don't know. It keeps me up at night. I'm kidding.
They've predicted who is gonna win the Super Bowl. They predicted the submarine going missing with the billionaires
Oh,
inside.
yes. Yes.
I mean, there's literally a million. Oh, FIFA's corruption. I do remember that because FIFA is like actually a super fucked organization now. And I only know that because Ethan's like a diehard fan. The
Crazy.
Tiger attack. I do remember that when the guy who like it was the Tiger handler for like movies and stuff, it like turned on him and attacked him. They made an episode about that like way before it happened.
I used to be able to draw them.
Let's try right now.
Fun fact. I used to draw Marge all the time.
That's so
And
funny.
I
I
was, like,
never
really
was
good, and now I can't. I could never. I don't know how I did it, but it was, like, pretty good.
I feel like you could practice a couple times and get back to it. Add
Just
another
like a
side gig,
little side gig.
custom Simpsons drawings.
Oh my god.
I like The Simpsons, like the show. I never fully watched it, but The Simpsons movie is like literally one of my favorite movies ever. I love that movie so fucking much. I think because when I went to college, it was one of the only movies I had on DVD. So like I watched it like over and over. Like I think it's just like ingrained in my brain, but like I love that movie so much. And that movie is about them being stuck under a dome. Like it's like the dome comes down and like blocks them in there. So like
Uh, I love
we got
the
a dome?
Rugrats. The Rugrats and the SpongeBob movie are my faves.
Yes. Do you mean like the Rugrats in Paris movie?
Were they in Paris?
That
No,
was
it's the
always
one
my
where they're,
favorite
like,
one.
it's the one where Nigel's, like, in it, and
Oh,
he's
that's the Wild Thornberrys
oh, wait,
crossover.
that's the Wild Thornberrys. What am I talking
Yeah.
about? Aren't they in
W
that?
There's a crossover. Like,
Okay,
it's where
the crossover is the one I like.
yeah. Yeah. No, the
Now that
Paris
I'm, like,
one is
avidly
where
watching that right now, it just used to be my favorite.
no, that's I
Whoa,
love the
jeez.
Rugrats movies.
And he just had a crazy dream and he, like, jolted. That was
Jump.
wild. Yeah.
I don't even know what Nux is doing.
Okay, our last one that we will leave you with today,
But
enough
we
of
could
our
keep going if you want.
yeah, just let us know and we'll make
Part
another,
2?
another part, because these are
Oh,
what
we
used
just
to be my favorite to watch on, like, Shane Dawson's account. We already talked about that too, but
mhm.
I love just hearing about these things.
Mhm.
Yeah, Bohemian Grove. You know, you can't even look that up on TikTok.
Yes. Like,
It's so
it's
sketchy to me.
yeah. So, Bohemian Grove was one of the first things that ever got me into weird conspiracy things. because there was a show on the History Channel with Brad Meltzer, who has written a ton of like history books about like just all sorts of different things. And I'm like, whoa, like if this guy is doing these things, like saying it's unexplained, like that's crazy. So it's like a lot of, it's actually a really good show. Anyway, there's only like one season of it, but
Mhm.
Bohemian Grove is this place in California in the middle of the woods that nobody's allowed inside of. The only people that are allowed inside are the richest, most popular, most prominent men,
Mhm.
politicians, celebrities, like men for
Mhm.
2 weeks. I believe it's over the summer. They go. There has been one person that has snuck in and gotten footage of stuff, and it has been confirmed to be true. There are a lot of people that like will go out in the middle of the woods and be like, "Oh my god, I'm inside Bohemian Grove." But like this guy really did like document like his whole journey
Yeah, 'cause you
and
there's
literally
an address, like but I also think about, like, the amount of security they probably have there. These are the most prominent, like, men
yes.
in the world. Like, there's no way that somebody can just sneak in. Like, I wonder if that's just, like, a plant also. Because like,
But
how are they
this
sneaking in? Just a rando that's like, "I'm gonna sneak in," and then they sneak in.
hold on, I'm
How do
gonna
you
find
do
the
that
thing about
when
it.
you're literally? Because he could just go and kill all these people, like not kill them, but, like, if somebody crazy like that was trying to, like, get to these, like, elite people, how can they just sneak in that easily?
Well, his name was Alex Jones, and he's the one there's a whole documentary about him doing
I
it.
saw he was on a podcast about it.
Yeah. So, I mean, yeah, who knows? But the stuff that came out from him was stuff that was already being talked about. Like, there's a giant statue of an owl that they all worship. Like, they all dress up in cloaks and stand around this owl and, like,
Yeah, they do, like,
do
rituals and
yes, like, weird rituals and sacrifices, who knows? Or and, like, the other thing too is I'm like, is it just like an orgy? Like, is it just that you guys
right.
are, like, embarrassed to be gay, so you, like, go, like, with the most security in the middle of the woods and, like, do weird shit with each other? Like, I
Maybe.
would think that was less weird, like,
Dude, I think
honestly.
it's hilarious that Kid Rock went.
Yes. I think
Like,
there are
I'm like, since when is he, like, a prominent man in society? I mean, sorry, Kid Rock, but, like, I don't know, just Kid Rock would not come to mind coming to that, something like that, but and,
but
like, it's funny they're openly, like, able to talk about that.
well, yeah, so that's what I was just gonna say is, like, literally, if you Google, like, there's a list of people that come up, like, as members of Bohemian Grove. Again, who knows, like, what's real of it or what's not.
Mhm.
But yeah, some other, like, prominent people like Clint Eastwood, Richard Nixon, Ronald Reagan, Mark Twain, like, all of these
Hmm.
people went to Bohemian Grove, and it's literally just, like, a 2-week camp out.
It just is so fucking weird. It gives me, the Scooby Doo, like, Spooky Island,
Oh my
like,
god,
that
literally. No, literally.
it reminds
Like
me of
that
that
it
so
reminds
much.
me of that.
Yeah, the "Ooba, ooba, ooba, ba,"
Yes,
like,
no,
the dance that they
seriously.
do and shit. Oh my god.
Yeah. Because then my brain goes to so many places where I'm like, "Okay, so is this them saying that, like, these rituals and these sacrifices and stuff, like, actually work and, like, that's really what they have to do once a year to go do this and it works?" And then there's the other part of me that's like,
Mhm.
is this just an elitist club and this is what rich people do when they're bored? Like I said the same thing about the submarine. I'm like, I'm not rich enough to ever willingly go into a man-made submarine or like a amateur-made submarine, but when you're that rich, like you look for shit to
Don't you
spend
just
money
wanna,
on.
like, fly first class or, like, charter a plane and go to the Amalfi Coast? I don't
Um,
know.
yeah, personally, I would be like home with a maid and a cook, but that's
Yeah.
we're all different. But
Oh
yeah,
my
and that
god.
because again, there's the part of me that's like, are you guys just doing, like, gay stuff and you're just embarrassed of it? Like, literally, that's always in the back of my head about it because I'm
Yeah,
like, is it just, like, you guys don't want people to know that you're like, are you too high profile to go to, like, a strip club or, like, a gay bar? Like, is it just your
right.
privacy? Like, it's so weird, and it's only men. Like, it's the most
Mhm.
prominent people in the world, the presidents, like, I mean, not any of our current, like, recent ones, but a lot of them from the past have been or maybe they do now, I don't
Maybe.
know.
Who knows?
Yeah, it's definitely, definitely crazy, but called Decoded, and it was on History Channel. But it's one of the episodes from it's literally a one season show, and it's about Bohemian Grove, and that's what like opens my brain to it. So highly recommend watching that episode. It's really old, like it's literally from like 2010 probably. Um oh, it's on YouTube. The whole episode is on YouTube for free.
Nice. There we go.
Season 1, episode 9. Highly recommend because it does a really good job of, like, explaining, like, where it is and, like, how it started and, like, who goes and
Mhm.
things that they do there, and this episode has, like, the guy that snuck in, supposedly, allegedly, like, his videos of, like,
Mhm.
what he saw, so it's yeah.
Yeah, I think I wanna watch that too.
Mhm.
My first, like, intro to conspiracies, I think, was just Shane Dawson talking about the Illuminati and,
Mhm.
like, the people that were, like, a part of it.
I remember
Uh,
being in, like, elementary school and people looking at the dollar and being like, "Look at the pyramid, like, with the eye on top of it, like, that means Illuminati." Like,
yes.
I
I
remember people
remember that
saying
too.
that, but I
Mhm.
don't think I really, like, understood what that meant. And then, yeah, this was probably, like, my senior year of high school, I got, like, really into this show because there's a lot like, there's so have you ever heard of the Georgia Guidestones? This was another one that got
Yeah.
me really into it. That's,
Yes.
like, not that far from here, but it's been destroyed since then, like,
Yeah,
recently.
sketchy.
Yeah, in 2022, there was an explosion at the Guidestones, which I think is strange, but I always wanted to go because it's not that far from us here.
Maybe there's still
Remains.
yeah, should go check it out.
Wait, what does come up? Because I know it won't show you where it is, but like what does come up when you search for Bohemian Grove?
Nothing
Literally
on
just a
TikTok, but
random
Google, I
dot.
think, comes up for their, address or whatever.
There are people that say so it's like a campground from what I understand. And it said like there's a Reddit thread and it's like I worked at the Bohemian Grove for a couple summers about 10 years ago, once in the dining circle, two out and about throughout the rest of the Grove. It's pretty much just summer camp for really rich old guys. I saw a few famous people, but nothing you wouldn't find at most any other group campground around the country. But like I don't believe that. Like
And, like,
I
you
think
wouldn't be able to just talk about it. There's no way
what's
you
what
don't
I'm
sign an NDA and, like, all
yeah,
of it, and, like, that's so basic, anyone can just say that. Like, show me the proof, and I'll believe you.
I know I'm about to apply for a job there.
I mean, literally to anything we said, anyone can just say it, and
Mhm.
you don't need to believe us, you don't need to believe any of what
It
we're talking about, or you can, literally whatever
it's
floats
just
your
fun
boat.
to question.
But this is yeah, it is fun to question. There's, like, plenty of other things that we're skeptical about.
Mhm. We know we sound crazy with some of it, but it's just stuff that leaves a lot to the imagination and just stuff to think about and take everything with a grain of salt or skip this episode completely and that's fine because we know
Mhm,
we sound crazy sometimes, but I think there's just a lot out there that we don't know about and I think if anybody has resources to make weird sketchy stuff happen and then disappear, it's celebrities and
mhm.
larger politicians and people in
Yeah,
Hollywood. So doesn't
yeah,
surprise me if any of
100%.
that were to come out as 100% true, but let us know what you think.
Mhm,
Let us know what we forgot. Let us know if there's some other conspiracy theories out there you'd like for us to talk about because we are happy to.
and we'll see you next week.
See you next week.
Bye.
Bye.
Thanks for hanging. If you aren't sick of us yet, jump over to the Socially Unfiltered Pod Instagram,
Check out the social media manager blueprint,
and everything else you'll need can be found in the show notes.
and we'll see you next Monday.